11th grade lacrosse player at Cathedral. She is really passionate about the sport and is willing to do anything to become physically fit. Start off, Ari runs 2 miles every day. The most important part about running is breathing. The 2 phases of breathing are inspiration, when the air flows into the lungs, and expiration, when air leaves the lungs. The diaphragm is an important inspiratory muscle. When the diaphragm contracts, the size of the thoracic cavity increases. As the volume within the lungs, called intrapulmonary volume, increases, the gas within the lungs spread out, and the pressure creates a partial vacuum inside the lungs. Expiration depends on the elasticity of the lungs. During expiration, the rib cage descends and the lungs recoil, decreasing intrapulmonary pressure. The key to successful breathing is keeping a steady rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. With this in mind, the inspiration reserve volume, called IRV, is the amount of air that can be forcibly taken in, between 2,100 and 3,200 milliliters. Similarly, the amount of air forcibly exhaled, the expiratory reserve volume, called ERV, is approximately 1,200 milliliters.
Just a small town girl.
I thought. Keep it up, Ari. Not only does she run, but she also spends time in the weight room building her upper body strength. Ari lifts weights every other day. Working with weights, the technique that should be used when doing any type of pushing movement is to exhale as you thrust and inhale during the negative part of the movement. So that's exhale when lifting the weight and inhale when returning to the weight to the starting position. That's right, Ari. With pulling exercises, it's just the opposite. Exhale on the pull. Just remember to exhale on the exertion, pushing all your breath out from deep down, much like in karate when you go to strike an opponent. If you are doing arm curls with dumbbells, for example, exhale as you lift the weight to your chest. Then, as you extend your arms to return the weight to the starting position, inhale. Because of the muscle action surrounding the chest wall while moving the weight, you will find it easier to breathe, and you can apply more force using the exhale, lift, inhale, return sequence. For example, seated concentration curls. It doesn't matter how you breathe as long as you don't hold your breath. But anytime you're going to have to spend a lot of energy, anytime you have to grunt to complete the movement, the breathing technique must be correct. The most essential part to this conditioning schedule is nutrition. Most foods are used as metabolic fuels, meaning they are oxidized and transformed into ATP, which leads to energy. This being said, it is imperative that Ariana maintains a healthy diet with lots of nutrition. The 3 major nutrients in her diet are carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. Carbohydrates, which are sugars, starches, come mainly from fruits and milk. The fruits provide vitamins A and C and also potassium. Lipids are usually triglycerides and unsaturated fats present in seeds, nuts, and milk products. Milk and yogurt consumption provide Ariana with vitamins A and D. Proteins are molecules that are basically amino acids. They are especially present in meat and poultry. These foods provide Ariana with vitamins B12 and fiber. Good food, Ari! Now the time has come for Ari to show she's healthy and in shape at tryouts. Good luck, Ari! Ari needs help!
Come in. Hi, how are you today, Ari?
Good, thanks, Dr. Singh.
Good. Well, I'd like to know what you're coming in today for.
Well, during the lacrosse tryouts, I was running and my chest started hurting really bad and I collapsed.
How are you feeling now?
Okay, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, we'll have to do some tests, but I think you may have EIA, otherwise known as exercise-induced asthma. It's a chronic inflammation of the breathing passages of the lungs. You know, asthma is characterized by sudden attacks with periods of bothersome or severe symptoms, separated by periods of mild symptoms or no symptoms at all. Asthma is an inflammatory reaction that is triggered by external factors or special situations. When a person with asthma is exposed to one of his or her triggers, the inflammation worsens and symptoms ensue. If you've had symptoms and are seeking medical care afterwards, the healthcare provider will ask questions and perform tests to search for and rule out other causes of the symptoms. The evaluation will almost certainly include tests of how well you can breathe at rest and may include tests during exertion. These tests are done at rest after 6 to 8 minutes of exercise and then at regular intervals until at least 30 minutes after you have stopped exercising. Proper diagnosis is essential to ensure that the most appropriate treatment is given. Measurements of how well you are breathing include the following. Spirometry. The spirometer is a device that measures how much air you can exhale and how forcefully you can breathe out. The test may be done before and after you inhale a medication. Spirometry is a good way to see how much your breathing is impaired during an attack. This test must be done in the medical office. You may exercise on a treadmill or a stationary bicycle. The other type is a peak flow meter. This is another way of measuring how forcefully you can breathe and during an attack. This device is small and portable and can be used in the field. This allows testing after 6 to 8 minutes of your usual activity. So what do you think?
I think that we should definitely try out those tests to see if I have EIA.
Okay, I agree. So why don't you schedule something with our staff and we can do it in the next couple of days.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, bye Ari.
Bye, Dr. Sarah. I think Ari needs an inhaler. Clearly, Ari is back in action, thanks to the help of her new inhaler. Her inhaler has saved her life.